The Thames River Anglers Association presents Building Your Almost Free Rod Wrapping Jig with Paul Noble. These are the things that you're going to need. A utility knife. Or you can use heavy-duty utility type scissors. A ruler marked with inches. A tape measure. A Sharpie or similar marker in fine point. A ballpoint pen. A hot melt glue gun with the glue sticks, of course. Suction hooks, about 1.5 inches in diameter. They're about $1.25 at the dollar store for 6 of them. Elastic hair bands. You may have them laying around the house, but these are only $2 at the dollar store as well. Finally, a corrugated cardboard box. Be sure you get the kind of box that has the flutes, as shown here. Don't get the shoebox type cardboard. It's just not strong enough. And that's all you need. So let's get started with the project. First thing you want to do is grab your utility knife or your scissors and cut out one of the long side panels. This will end up being the front of your rod wrapping jig. Once you're done that, grab your hot melt glue gun and you want to glue down the remaining minor flaps so they're not getting in the way, and also this improves the structural integrity of the box or the jig. When that's done, you want to grab your ruler and your Sharpie and measure up 6 inches from the bottom. Draw a line at that point on all of the remaining 3 panels around the outside. Once that's done, grab your utility knife or your scissors and cut all 3 panels off at that 6-inch line. If you're using a utility knife, keep your fingers out of the way, everything else out of the way because it may slip. You'll be left with a 6-inch high, 3-sided box. This is your working height. Next, grab the ruler and your Sharpie or your pen. Measure in 4 inches from the front. Mark that on the top. Make 2 more marks, 1/2 inch on either side of the 4-inch mark. From the 4-inch mark, measure down 1 inch. Draw 2 diagonal lines from each 1/2 inch point to the bottom inch point, creating a V. Spin the box around, do the same thing. 4 inches, half an inch on either side, 1 inch down from the 4-inch mark. Draw a diagonal, another diagonal, creating a V. Grab your scissors or your utility knife and cut the V out. Do the same on the other side. This will be what you'll be resting your rod blank in. Grab an old fishing rod or a rod blank or whatever you have laying around that'll fit across the V's. Grab a hairband and a suction hook. Put the hairband over the rod blank. The suction hook hooked onto the hairband. Grab a pen. Push down with very slight pressure, like so. You just want enough that the hairband straightens out. Draw the circumference of the suction hook, creating a target on both sides. Take a suction hook, remove the hook from the suction cup by pushing on it, turn it over, and reinstall it on the suction cup so that the hook is the other way around, upside down. Take your measuring tape, measure the length of the back panel, then find the center. Mark that at the top of the box. Then measure 3.5 inches down from that center mark. This is where the suction hook with the inverted hook will be hot melted in place. Put a blob of hot melt glue in the suction cup, in the concave part of it. Put the suction cup on the 3.5 inch mark. Hold it in place so that the hook is pointed sideways. Once the glue is set up, grab another suction hook, one of the regular ones. More hot melt into the concave part of the suction cup. Put it on the target so that the hook is up. Do the same thing on the other side. Holding it in place until the glue sets up. And that's basically it. Take your rod blank, put 2 hairband elastics on, hook them onto the side hooks, and to finish your rod wrapping jig, you'll need a book. This is your thread tensioning device. You'll need a cup or a saucer, teacup of some sort. This will contain your rod wrapping thread so it doesn't roll all over the desk. Pull the book up with a few pages. Pull the thread through. Snap it onto the back hook. And you're ready to go. I would also advise that you build another rod wrapping jig out of a smaller box to the same height dimensions as the one you just built here, because if you get a longer blank like this, you'll see that there's quite a bit hanging out to one side. And what happens is you get quite a bit of bounce from that heavy end hanging out the other side, as you can see here. Makes it very hard to wrap. So build a second one, just a smaller one, but still 6 inches high with the same notches, and also with the suction hooks on each side below the V's, just to hold the rod blank in place as well there. This will also help if you want to wrap closer to the tip, because you will want to. It stabilizes that tip section a bit for you as well. That's it. Enjoy your new rod wrapping jig. This was presented by the Thames River Anglers Association with the support from the Western Ontario Fish and Game Protective Association and the Forest City Fly Fishing Club. Please support your local fishing clubs.